Hey, what's up, everybody? Stephen Boyd, the student engagement agent. I want to tell you a little bit about my life. When I graduated from high school, I had my life all mapped out. I was going to be a traveling musician, singer, songwriter, speaker, and I was just going to flood the world with who I was. I was a musical prodigy growing up. In high school, I did all kinds of leadership opportunities that were musically related. I was the drum section leader. I was a choir director. I was a pianist. I was an organist. I had accumulated accolades and awards, scholarships. I went to school for music. And so I was well on my way. And so when I graduated from school, initially I was going to teach for a little while because I needed to get some financial footing. But my goal was to just do it a couple of years because I was going to go on the road. However, I ran into a problem after the first couple of years because when you're evaluated in an educational setting, people give you constructive criticism. And one of the things that I was not very good at was getting constructive criticism, and it caused a problem. It caused a problem because I discovered I was not good at taking that criticism. So consequently, what was supposed to be 2 to 3 years and go on the road ended up becoming 5 years and four different teaching opportunities where I had left one job, went to another, all because of my arrogance and all because of my pride. And even when I share that with you now, I'm not proud of that. I'm quite ashamed of it when I reflect on that time. So after about the third job, when I was released from that job, found myself driving on a bread truck one summer. And while it was a lot of money, it was hard work, early hours, long days, and I completely lost it. I had a mental breakdown. I was depressed. I was manic. Um, I just didn't know what to do. Nothing in my life was working out. And I finally had to admit there was my own cockiness, my own arrogance, and my pride about who I thought I was. That was the angst that was causing me to do this hamster wheel in my life and led me to this crash. That was a hard pill to swallow, but it was exactly the medication that I needed. And I'll tell you why, because I had to take some moment and reflect on my life. And when I reflected on my life and meditated, I finally had to come up with a formula and a blueprint that has helped me to this day be able to talk to you today. And that blueprint is what I call the B formula, BEE. The first is B, which stands for be humble. And what I had to come to the conclusion is my gifts, my talents, anything I have, it doesn't belong to me. It comes from a higher power to serve others. The first E in B means I had to learn to embrace change. I had to remind myself that change is inevitable. How I respond to it is optional. And as you can guess, my responses were not always positive, and it caused me to be in four different jobs in less than 5 years. I'm not even 25 years old, and I've already had four different jobs. And then finally, the final E is engaging in the process. In other words, if you want to gain muscle, you got to go to the gym and you got to do the right exercises every day, but you can't quit. You got to engage in the process. So I had to learn to follow through. So if there's anything I would say to you with respect to the B formula, you're first going to have to be humble. You're going to have to recognize your gifts and talents, not all about you. It's to serve others. You're going to have to embrace change and change your responses to change, adjust your responses to change, and then finally you're going to have to engage in that process and follow through. I believe if you apply these principles to your life, you are well on your way to be an asset to many people in your life, and people will want to be around you and see the transformation you bring in their life. I'm Stephen Boyd, the student engagement agent. Thank you for your time.